Right, let's step into the ring for a real professional title fight. In one corner, you've got the globally recognized IOSH, and in the other, the American heavyweight, OSHA. You know, choosing between them is one of the biggest calls you're going to make in your safety career. So, if you're an engineer, a site supervisor, or really anyone looking to build a career in safety, you've probably hit this exact crossroads. Which certification is your golden ticket? Which one is actually going to open the right doors for you? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. So, how are we going to settle this? We're going to break it down round by round. First, we'll get into their core philosophies, what makes them tick. Then, we'll check out where they hold power on the world stage. And finally, the main event. What's the actual career payoff for you? Let's dive in. First things first, let's meet our two contenders. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, it is absolutely crucial to understand who they are at their core, because honestly, they come from two completely different worlds. You know, this right here is probably the simplest way to think about it. Is your goal to be a master of the rule set by a government, or do you want to be a manager who can assess and handle risk anywhere on the planet? This one distinction right here is the key to everything else we're going to talk about. Okay, so first up we have OSHA, and the most important thing to get about OSHA is this. It's not a training company, it's a branch of the US government, and it has the power to make and enforce laws. So when you take an OSHA course, you are learning one thing, how to follow the very specific, legally binding safety rules of the United States, period. And in the other corner, you've got IOSH. Now, this is not a government body at all. It's a UK-based professional organization, actually the largest of its kind in the entire world. Its goal isn't to enforce laws, but to teach professionals the principles of managing safety. You know, creating a global standard for what good safety leadership actually looks like. So let's ring the bell for round one. This is where we look at how they teach you to think about safety. I mean, are they teaching you to follow a recipe, or are they teaching you how to cook? It's a big difference. This table really gets to the heart of the matter. Just look at IOSH over on the left. It's built on a risk-based philosophy. It gives you a framework, something called the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, which is really just a simple loop for constantly getting better, to think like a manager and create a safety plan for any situation. Now look at OSHA. It's compliance-based. It's not teaching you a flexible framework, it's teaching you a rule book, specifically the US federal law known as 29 CFR. It's pretty clear, right? One teaches you how to think about safety, while the other teaches you what the rules are. Okay, let's head into round two. A certificate is only as powerful as the places that recognize it, right? So where in the world are these qualifications actually going to help you land a job? OSHA is, without a doubt, the undisputed champion inside the United States. If you're working on a federal construction project in Texas, or maybe in a highly regulated industry in Florida, that OSHA card is often completely non-negotiable. It's the law of the land. But, and this is a big but, its authority pretty much stops right at the border. And here we have the complete opposite. IOSH is basically your passport for a global safety career. I mean, think about those massive infrastructure projects in the GCC, places like Dubai or Saudi Arabia, or managing safety for a huge multinational company in India. That's IOSH's kingdom. For companies that operate all over the world, it's the credential that proves you speak the international language of safety. And now for the main event. What's the real return on investment for you? When all the training is over, what do you actually walk away with? What skills have you proven? And what does it really mean for your career? And yeah, your bank account. Okay, this is a really critical distinction. When you pass an IOSH course, you earn a formal certificate that's valid for life. It's a recognized qualification. But when you complete an OSHA course, you get what's called a completion card. It proves you attended the training, but OSHA itself is super clear about this. It is not a formal certification or a license. And here's exactly why that difference exists. The IOSH assessment isn't just some multiple choice quiz. Nope. You have to complete a hands-on project in your own workplace. You go out, you identify real hazards, you assess their risk using the methods you just learned, and then you develop a real-world action plan. It forces you to prove you can actually apply the knowledge. The OSHA model, on the other hand, is all about making sure you understood the rules you were taught. It's primarily attendance-based, you're there for the 30 hours, and you take quizzes along the way just to confirm that you comprehend the legal standards. The whole focus is on knowledge retention. So what does all this mean for your wallet? Let's take a key market like India as a quick snapshot. The costs can look pretty similar, but just look at the ROI. IOSH opens doors to a much broader range of management jobs, especially with those big multinational corporations we've been talking about. OSHA's value, it's much more specific, usually for American companies or projects that require access to a US-controlled site. So, after 3 intense rounds, it's time for the final verdict. But here's the thing about this showdown. The winner isn't decided by me, it's decided by you. Because there is no single best certificate, only the one that's right for your personal career path. Really, it all boils down to you answering 2 fundamental questions about where you want your career to go. First up, what's your geographical ambition? Is your career path pretty firmly planted inside the United States, or do you see yourself working on international projects, maybe moving between countries? This is, without a doubt, the #1 decision factor. And the second question is all about your professional identity. Do you want to be the expert who makes sure every single rule is followed to the letter, a master of technical compliance? Or do you see yourself more as a leader who builds and manages a company-wide safety culture? So here's the final breakdown. The bottom line is this. Choose IOSH if your goal is leadership and global mobility. It's for the manager who wants to build a culture of safety based on universal principles. And choose OSHA if your world is the United States. It's for the supervisor who has to guarantee ironclad compliance with American law on a very specific job site. If you're going to remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. IOSH teaches you how to manage. OSHA teaches you how to comply. Both are absolutely vital for sure, but they are not the same career. And that really brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. Is your professional legacy going to be about enforcing the rules exactly as they are written? Or is it about leading a team and building a culture where safety is just second nature? Your answer will tell you exactly which champion to back.